It is March 26, 2026. As you can see this post of mine 4 hours ago, 1:21 p.m. I slept. It is, what time it was today? 6:21 p.m. 6:21 p.m. You can see at 1:21 p.m. I posted, I slept from 9:15 a.m. to 12:40 p.m. in the shed half mile north of Fairbank, Iowa on B68. My wallet and phones were in a different position when I woke. If someone did something with either, it was either break and enter, lie stager, and or thief. I've been in the shed all alone since 6:57 a.m. And my post prior to that was 3:26, 6:41 a.m. I would leave my parents. At 6:45 a.m. I was parked there alone. Since 9 p.m. I was asleep past hours until 6:15 a.m. I put some food I brought yesterday in the Amish store into their garage. And then you can see that I'll scroll up to the top here. And this is on my @Wade second account, at WADES2ND. And here's one of the recent posts. The same one's burning the million acres of Nebraska now to create a food and beef shortage, while the Zionist Jew TV and radio say nothing. That's the Zionist Jews. Says there's abundance of oil, abundance of coal, abundance of gas, abundance of food, abundance of water, but they're trying to create a shortage by burning off a million acres in Nebraska at this time, and there's nothing about it in the TV and radio. The Zionist Jew and TV and radio, not a peep about the million acres burning in Nebraska. Basically disrupts the entire grain, meat, and water supply in the United States. This is Israel votes in Israel's interests. All non-Jews are goyim to them. Goyim means all non-Jews. All goyim are seen as slaves, animals, including blacks and whites. And this says Africans are shocked and can't believe that Israel voted against recognizing the transatlantic slave trade as a crime against humanity. And it just shows some pictures there. Anthony Weiner is Jewish, just like Jeffrey Epstein, and most of those around him are Jewish, and the owners of Pornhub and OnlyFans are Jewish.
Right. They're real people. Now you can say, well, maybe they died for other reasons. I go, but it's still 9 cops. You know, it's like the 5 cops who died after January 6th, right? The 4 of them were suicides.
You're saying that 9 cops died after saying they witnessed what was on Anthony Weiner's laptop. 9 cops that viewed it all died.
Kill switches in it. It was filled with crap that wasn't supposed to be there. We never get to see it. Supposedly 9 cops watched the videos on Weiner's laptop. They had to keep leaving the room because they couldn't stand what they were seeing. And all 9 are now dead. And there's names and faces and deadness, right?
So there's that. And then this next one says this guy in Texas killed the rapist of his 5-year-old daughter. And it says, what is your opinion on this? And I say, if the guy actually raped his 5-year-old daughter, the father should be excused. The problem is always making 100% sure someone is guilty. Many false indications I was guilty of a crime in the past 15 years. I'm innocent of all but an OWI and yelling at some harassers. Whatever the stage lies have been, I've not been guilty of any crimes. And I haven't been in any car crash or accident with anyone since 2001. That was again indicated yesterday when I came out of the Burger King drive-thru in Independence. It's the second time I've been to Independence Burger King recently that there were emergency vehicle sirens going off as I was parked in front of Burger King, and it was indicated there was live stage both times. I don't know what it was. Just before I had gone to Burger King yesterday, I was in Dollar Fresh in Independence, and a group of teenage girls surrounded me, unknown to me who they were, and I explained to them, why I had diamond meteorites and why I had my identity paper. like this identity paper right here. You can barely see it. But you can see 320, it says 325, but it's 326. I just haven't changed it. This video is for youtube.com/@ IAMWADEHEINEMAN. I don't have much light in here because the battery in my vehicle died again, but so we're back to this. This shows a video of Israeli soldier gang raping a Palestinian detainee with many soldiers in front to shield him. This is what Israel does. These are guys shielding the gang rape of a Palestinian female, it looks like. Israeli soldiers, this is what Israel is. Said her intestine was punctured, so they were violently raping her. This says, I just knew what this was going to be going on during COVID. I could sense it, but of course I would have sounded crazy had I started Paul revering that. This is me stating that. Government ordered hospitals to murder the unvaccinated as part of mass genocide.
People who were speaking to me use the word murder. These people were going into hospital. They had not taken the COVID-19 shot. This is really important because every single person that sat on that bus or virtual story, I asked them the question, first of all, did you take the COVID-19 shot? No, they did not. And it was becoming increasingly clear that the unvaccinated, as they're called, were being targeted and they were being killed. And the people who were speaking to me use the word murder. It seems to me, Mike, that you came into hospital, and the first question they asked, did you take the shot? And if they said yes, they did take the shot, they went and got different treatments. The ones who did not take the shot, unvaccinated, were straight into remdesivir, ventilation, fentanyl, a cocktail of drugs, and killed on those ventilators over and over again.
Okay, that's a very strong accusation, but let me add to it that I've interviewed other guest lawyers who have pointed out that the hospitals were financially incentivized to produce COVID-related deaths because some of them received in California as much as about $500,000 per death if someone was diagnosed with COVID beforehand. Do you think that kind of financial incentive played a role in this flow chart that you're describing right now?
100%. We have coders and whistleblowers, people working inside the hospital, telling us that they were just jabbing people for this COVID test, and they would keep going over and over again until they got a positive. The minute they got a positive, tick that box, that's some money. On to the next thing, remdesivir, big tick for that. And they were showing us on the death medical records how much they were getting paid for every single drug and cocktail and equipment that was used on them. And it was $500,000 plus per person. Big money. And as one person told me, my daughter was worth more dead than alive, and they took her.
Okay, and this one says, this is what Israel is, that's my comment. I am convinced evil walks among us, bomb their children, not their infrastructure. Parents deserve to see their children die. This is about Iranians from an Israeli official, an academic, not an official. An Israeli academic, kill Iranian children. They said the same thing about Gaza and Palestine. This is what Israel is, the next post. Latter half of the video, important, listen and weep.
Armenian genocide.
Palestinians were like, yes, Jews, Armenians, you're both welcome, come. Of course we'll let you in.
My maternal grandmother was born in Haifa because after the Armenian genocide, the stories that my grandmother told my mother about how the Palestinian Muslims treated Armenian refugees who were obviously overwhelmingly Christian was incredible. They were welcoming.
As Jews moved to Palestine, Palestinians were welcoming them because they saw the Jewish people coming in as brothers and sisters escaping persecution.
To Zionists here and everywhere.
These people came on ships holding up signs about World War II saying, please, we're refugees, let us into your home. And the Palestinians opened their doors to them. This is the story of Muhammad Hadid and Bella Hadid. Yeah, the model, Gigi Hadid. His mother had just given birth. They allowed these refugees, these Polish refugees, to live in their homes as refugees because they wanted to help them following a world war.
We let you into our homes when your own countries tried to murder you. and everyone else turned you away. We fed you, and we clothed you. We gave you shelter, and we shared from the bounty of our land with you.
And then one day,
and when the time was right,
Palestinians who were letting Jewish Europeans live in their homes come home and they find the locks changed. And they were like, wait, why can't I get into my home? And then the family, the Israeli family on the inside, just simply wouldn't open the door, wouldn't talk to them, wouldn't let them in.
they came back to their houses and the doors were locked. They came home, the doors were locked, and guns were being held, and they were told, leave right now, or some soldiers are going to come murder you.
You kicked us out of our homes and homeland. Then you killed and robbed and burned and looted our lives.
Do you guys understand? Just go through that in your head.
And so, in the mind of the Palestinian, this was just an upending of, wait a minute, we welcome you in, we put you in our house, we fed you, and then the first opportunity you had, you stole our home from us. They couldn't reconcile this.
You carved out our hearts, because it is clear that you do not know how to live in the world without dominating others. But the world is finally glimpsing the terror we have endured at your hands for so long. And they are seeing the reality of who you are and who you've always been.
Imagine your family has lived on that land for hundreds and hundreds of years. And then you say, oh, you know what, the Ukrainian war is happening right now, I feel really bad. I'm going to allow a Ukrainian to live in my house, maybe here in Tennessee. And you allow them and you share with them, and you do this out of the kindness of your heart. And one day you come back to your house and the doors are locked, and those refugees that you let in are telling you that if you try to open that door, you are going to die. That's a fact. No one can dispute that. There was no money. There was no trade. There was no conversation. They were effectively hijacked in their own homes. So the entire story of Israel has been immoral.
That was how Israel treated the Palestinians who welcomed them into their homeland when they were being persecuted in Europe. And now look what Israel did to the Palestinians, leveling their cities, murdering their children, calling for the murder of all of their children over and over and over again. Listen up, Christians. It's a very important truth, is what I'm saying here. A Jew turned Christian reveals the truth about Judaism.
And Nefesh Habach. Well, once in a while I get messages
I don't know who this guy is.
Something that are enlightening.
Name
and
is
this is one of those times.
Jesse or something.
I was born and raised Jewish. My family is from Poland. We moved to New York City when I was 7. I say this because I am now a Christian. I have seen a lot of videos you've been making, and you're getting a lot of hate and harassment for it. And I wanted to tell you, you were absolutely correct. In Judaism, we're taught from yeshiva that Jews have a divine spirit and the Goyim, or Gentiles, have an animal spirit. We call this Nefesh Haloket and Nefesh Habahamet. It's instilled in us that we have the responsibility of subjugating the Gentiles because they can't be trusted. I saw you got a message from a Jew stating your job is his slave. That is because Judaism teaches after the construction of the third temple is built, the Mashiach will come and the Jews will own all of the Gentiles as slaves. Jews have a duty to not reveal any of these teachings to the Goyim. When asked about rabbinic or Talmudic laws, we are to lie and deny the teachings.
Goyim are to Israelis and Jews that say those words, the Goyim, are all non-Jews, and all non-Jews, they believe, are animals and intended to be slaves to the Jews.
I have been excommunicated from my family for choosing Christ. You are absolutely correct that across all of Judaism, not just Hasidism, Yeshu is the most hated enemy. We are taught Christians are the enemy more so than Muslims. We are taught that our goal as Jews is to rid the world of Christianity specifically, which is why Hollywood, the music industry, pornography industry, tech industry has pushed and targeted the destruction of the Christian-based morality. Judaism is satanic, the synagogue of Satan. The Christians and Muslims are waiting for the return of Christ, and the Jews are waiting for the Antichrist. I would know better than any. Keep fighting this fight because you're standing up to the devil himself.
This one, I preface this by saying I would never be involved in trafficking. It's been indicated. No doubt trafficking, enslaving, raping children and young people was part of the COVID attack. Most of those in charge of the COVID response are dual Israeli citizens, except for Anthony Fauci. Despite the staged lies, I'm innocent as always. This is
Biden
what this guy says.
I state without reservation.
He's talking about it happening during both Biden's administration. And I don't think it's as important of which administration it happened during. It's that most of the people that were involved in a response to COVID were dual Israeli citizens, except for Anthony Fauci. And they're talking about how it was the biggest
that the United States federal government is the world's largest child sex trafficking organization in modern history. The probability that thousands of these UACs are being raped at this very moment.
I don't know what a UAC is.
100%.
I've never heard that term.
Chairman Higgins, Ranking Member Correa, Chairman Bishop, Ranking Member Ivey, and the members of the subcommittee, I appreciate the opportunity to speak about the evil of child trafficking caused by the open border policies under President Joe Biden and his administration. I served in the United States Border Patrol for 24 years until I retired as a deputy patrol agent in charge in San Diego sector. I worked under 5 presidential administrations, and only one president secured the border, President Donald Trump. Border Patrol agents went from working and being supported by the greatest border president in American history to the worst, President Joe Biden. My last year in the Border Patrol was Joe Biden's first year in office. On his first day in office, I watched in disbelief as 94...
Go on to the next one. Ask Donald Trump to explain this until he does. Keep asking. That's what I said in the comment here. MAGA is no longer recognizable. This is old MAGA. I voted for Donald Trump in 2016. I haven't voted for anybody in any election since. So I did not support him in 2020 or 2024 or anyone, including Kamala Harris or Biden. I didn't vote for anybody. Old MAGA, no, whatever's been depicted that way. That's the truth. Old MAGA, no wars, drain the swamp, affordable housing, invest in infrastructure, reduce healthcare costs, lower inflation, close the border. Now the new MAGA, Israeli flag, endless Middle East wars, Americans die for greater Israel project, bankrupt America, powerful AIPAC lobby, and foreign influence. I'm saying people need to keep asking Donald Trump why that's changed, and it has changed like that. This explains what I explained before. Teen girls surrounding me at Dollar Fresh when I was getting apples. I don't know who they were, but before I was in the BK drive-thru and the sirens went off, when the sirens went off, I was parked in front of Burger King like I was last time sirens went off when I was in Independence. If there were stage lies both times, I've not had any stop by any law enforcement in 2026. Gaggle of teen girls surrounded me at checkout, so I briefly explained why I had diamond meteorites and my ID paper. Because I carry those diamond meteorites with me both for identity and to prevent them from being stolen. But it's not working for someone else. It's because I'm protecting them for myself. Are the kids being homeschooled? Or my parents own them technically, but I'm caretaking them legally, and I get 50% when they're sold. But not until they're sold, so I don't have any ownership until they're sold, but I legally have them. Or did the mob of child traffickers, this is about 10,000 children missing in Colorado, and I am questioning, because it says they withdrew from school to be homeschooled, and I'm questioning, are they being homeschooled, or did the mob of child traffickers start holding thousands of households hostage and raping the kids at home, or trafficking them elsewhere, like I suspect they used COVID to do in Iowa and other places in 2020 to 2024? And he just explains that there's 10,000 kids missing in Colorado from the schools. This is hilarious and also telling. So I thought I'll probably just play this whole thing. I don't know who this guy is either.
True that would blow everybody's mind and send the world.
We'll start this over.
Tell me the one conspiracy that is actually true that would blow everybody's mind and send the world into a panic.
The one that actually is true, and it'll make your brain melt.